I mean, we can talk about, I feel like money is a topic that we all have like maybe different views on, that would be really diverse.
Yeah,
That's a good thing to talk about.
money for sure. Oh.
Money, I mean, it's also like people really like listening to money talk.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know,
Everybody
especially like this, so like this
Let's
community.
put a bunch of money right.
like so you have, for me, I'm definitely like I'm a vegan. I've been vegan. All of us are vegan. We've been vegan for a while, and whenever there's like opposite ends of the spectrum where you have like people that are like mostly super rich and super dense, they don't care about any of that stuff, and then they're just like focusing on things that you know how it is. And then you have like the hippies that are like not focused on money whatsoever, but then where we try to fall in is like in the middle.
Yeah.
Where we like get the good attributes.
Yeah,
of
you
both
still got the
ways.
hustle about you. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I find it to be like really, especially like the audience that you have is probably people that they don't have very much money. They don't focus too much on money.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
Well, if they had money, they could probably do a lot of good in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how do you feel with money? Like when you're selling your books, right? And like let's say you start getting a lot of sales, how does that feel to you? Getting that energy,
I mean,
getting that exchange.
I just have to invest it into like doing shit like this. You know what I mean? If I invest it into like personal like desires, then it always like hurts. But
yeah, that's
if I invest it into shit like this, then it just creates more shit like this. You know what I mean? Like that's
Keeping that abundant mindset.
and that's the point. Like when we get money, we're always investing in. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. It's like
Yeah.
let's keep putting it into these new experiences.
whatever you got, produce shit.
New ways to improve your health, communicate with people, reach out, travel.
This kind of is an investment in yourself.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, I feel like to bring my body out here and do all this stuff, I feel like for sure, like this is like the type of stuff I'd rather spend my money on, like than even like, cause that's the thing. Like, I feel like man, if I feel like I'm blocking the channel if I like indulge in certain shit that's too dense, and then I'm like, I could be of a greater service, and I enjoy doing that more than the indulgence. And that's I feel like that. And for money now, I'm in a different place where it is really becoming like a humanly favorite thing for me, like to where it's like complete exchanges. Like I feel like I'm creeping into that place where not beyond money. I feel like that's how maybe it stacks where the money is just you're using it for like the common good. Like it's really not used for you like ever. Like you're really just using it to cycle it back. Like and for me, I'm working in a different like my money is favors. Now I feel like it's like I've done favors with people do like that's my exchange is just favors, like different forms of like humanly.
It's just an energy, right?
Yeah, like humanly favors, like whether it's like a ride or anything like that. So I just try to do as many favors as I can do, and then like I just see how just life just be taking care of me when I do that, and I feel like that money is for me personally, I know that I need to use it to service life itself more than me personally, and operate more on like a currency of favors. I feel like that's kind of where I got with money. Like money is, I don't know. If I invested in that, then I enjoy
It's
it.
just very simple. If you're a producer, you're always going to be taken care of. Like if you're always giving, if you're always creating, you're always going to be compensated. And then a lot of people that like they're broke or they're in poverty because they're not. They're trying to take, they're trying to get this and that. You don't really even have to worry about it that much.
They're focusing on the life.
Yeah. If you just focus on like just producing any form of value, like it will come back. And it might not even be money, but whatever, positive relationships, opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was the thing. Is like I guess that was the value system for me.
And it's like wealth. It's like that one video you made with like overnight millionaires and how far it can go. And if you get the blessing side of life, like the simplicity, the less is more, then it's like anything that comes at you, it's like so much abundance, and you just attract more and more. And
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And that's the thing. Is like the times when I had large amounts of money, like I've seen $1 million. Like I've seen $1 million. Like I had it, and it's gone through me. Like I feel like it did make me happy. You know what I mean? Like it was, giving is what makes me happy. And if it happens to be money, it being turned into ways to give, then that's what it causes. But I feel like.
So it was the way you made $1 million that was unfulfilling for you.
I know it wasn't how I made it that was unfulfilling. It was the way I spent it. I spent it on. It wasn't that bad totally. I still got good things and experiences and learned a lot. But at the same time, I know I could have used it for other people. And then like I guess the part that where shame could creep in with money, but like that is where like, you know, tragedy is like a current theme in life where tragedy, you know, happens and it tests you. Like, you know, have you been on your theme? Like, have you really been taking care of yourself? Because chaos, like chaotic or tragic moments seem like constantly loop because of you don't have control in the sense of like what other people, you know, to me that's what for my fears that I always had were like my mom or my brother or my sister. It was more their well-being than my own personal fears. But I can never control that. That's like the faith in the universe type thing. Like I have to have the faith in the thing, and I feel like that's the issue too. Like with the money, I guess. Like if I'm spending it on something that I know I have faith, like as far as like the energy I'm putting behind it, like I know it'll come back. Like even if it comes back in just a favor and I'm not getting money, like it's just like an alchemy thing. Like it's just getting me from the next point. It just happens to be a form of energy apportioned out in that point to like alchemize that part of the memory to proceed through life. Like it's just you getting. That's all I type. Like I was saying, like you know, people steal shit from you. Like it's almost like the universe take like I gotta take this, turn it into something else, and you're gonna get it back another way. Like because there's no losing. It's just like give it and take it always, and it's just like the faith in knowing that you never get any more than you give, and that's a great thing though. Like I'm responsible for what I get, and I enjoy giving. But if you don't enjoy it, then yeah, you gotta follow your energy. You know what I mean? You have to follow your energy and honor that. Because if you don't, if whatever you're doing is making you tired and you don't have natural inspiration for it, and you need earthly substances to propel you through it, then you're gonna spend all your money on compensating. Like you're gonna get money from your or profit supposedly, but then you're gonna have to spend that money on because you're destroying your emotion, like your emotional self in that sense, like. You know, whether you're a Wall Street banker or something like that, to keep that persona up, to keep up this idea of yourself, of who you think you are and all that, like that requires chemicals to do that. And so you're gonna be spending your money on the compensation game. You think you're getting money or profit, but you're exchanging anxiety, you're exchanging all those energies, and you're just getting paper for it. You know what I mean? So like for me, like the money it's not a key to success. It's just that you made a trade of some sort. And like, I feel like, you know, we all making different trades, not to give it a bad or good connotation. I feel like it's just not necessarily a mark of success. It's just that somebody made a trade, and you know, if it's worth it to you to give up.
Yeah, it's all sacrifice.
Yeah.
Choose what.
Yeah. Exactly, and I just feel like, but if you have, that's the human element or the irrational like love element of things. Like money is more of a rational energy kind of in a sense where, like. You know, there's that love element, or that if you take care of yourself, the universe takes care of you element where like the money don't matter. Like life overrides. Life will override because like the moments have to unfold. Like you have to go meet these people in 20 years type shit. So this moment right here like has to happen. Like no matter what the money situation or like your opinion of it, all that type of stuff. Like I feel like.
I agree with that. I think it's important to really internalize that belief though, because you can sort of take the actions that are representative of that, but if you very much believe that, oh, I need this money in order to have this experience, you might not actually get it. Like, the universe will sort of, I think, block you from it until you open up to it and trust it and have that faith.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, because it's just the judgment of everything, you know, it's the constant judgment. And then you judge yourself because you know when you're spending money on the carnal endeavors where you're like, this only serves this part of me, so it can only serve this part of, you know, if it's only serving an animated beast, then it's going to just serve the beast of the world. Like regardless of what it is. So it's just where are you pulling from in you? Like where is this coming from? Like where are you living from? You know, inside of you. Where like how you know while you spend your money or invest money, like what is it that energy's behind it as you do it? Like is it like to get over on people, or is it to have this idea of profit, or is it to like get people to like you, or to like get a platform to be recognized? Like what is the you know where are you living from as far as when you spend it, or are you spending it like I'm spending this for you know just for the common good of life? You know,
Definitely hit the nail on the head. It's like the intention you have when you put it in motion is really going to drive the rest of it. I mean, yeah, you can steer it from there, but you're really determining trajectory at the get-go.
Because you can't, anything, like, you're not gonna make the world happy by you being miserable, like,
No, that
you
that
know,
won't work.
yeah, exactly, like, you're just gonna add to the collective pool of misery, and I don't know, there's no way to fix it from outside in, and so it's definitely.
What do you think of the monetary system as a means of exchange? Like, do you like barter more? Or do you think that like what they created in terms of like, okay, we're gonna value this one thing where we can get anything we want and trade it and exchange it in that way?
Well, like, fractional reserve banking and all that stuff, I still feel like everything always balances out, man. Like, they can make as many numbers as they want, but the Dow's still gonna, like, it's like the bending of a bow type thing. Everything's gonna get balanced out, like, one way or another. You can have the money, but then you just won't have the skill. Or you can have the money, but it's just like, it's just, the intrinsic value always shows itself at some point in life, like, where, it comes down to, like, raw conversions of energy more than anything, and you can't just throw paper at shit. I feel like that money gets exposed all the time in that way, and people pick things over money all the time. It's just that's not going to get reported to you in the media. People are not going to bring that to you. They're not going to bring it to you in a culture that people make decisions that don't benefit them financially, but benefit them in ways that, to them, that is better than money, the paper. And I just feel like,
And that's more of like a feminine type of energy in general. So I mean, in a lot of these big spots where people have a lot of money, it seems to be like male dominated, pretty much.
yeah,
And it's hard to know really like how often people are, willing to give up like some moral whatever for money or not. It's hard to know that, just like you're saying, right? Like people would definitely make sacrifices to not for the money instead.
Yeah.
But it's like who really knows how often this is happening? But it probably is happening a lot more than we think, or at least I like to think that.
Yeah, and I just think that it gets exposed all the time. As far as us right here, or anybody that knows, like, you're gonna have bubbles in the system. It has to crash. You can't beat the universal law. As much as you can create these ideas of value or, just value. I think the value, creates a separation. So if you have a value system in that way, like, life itself is bigger than the personal opinion of a value system. So that always gets crushed. You can live on it for a moment, but then, like, the bubbles always arise, and then you got to print more money and stuff. It's just inevitable, because like the raw, like, actual conversions of energy are ultimately always going to be what people exchange their energy for. Like, whether it's like anything, but it's just about raw conversions of energy. Like, whether it's like trading metal minerals, people trading their musical talents, like, that's the stuff that people will be more concerned with. Like, the money system gets really skewed with the speculation of money. That's where money gets, like.
Yeah, you see that like crazy, and with the crypto boom, it's like all insane speculation.
Yeah, speculation.
Like, people are just like getting rich off of nothing or losing a lot off nothing.
Yeah, but then you just know, like, if you reside in a DAO, like, man, everything gonna give and take. You know what I mean? Like, every wave is gonna come back. Like, it doesn't matter. You need, like, every dollar you get, you're gonna need. You know what I mean? Every dollar you get, you need, and you're gonna use and flip. Like, everything is used, nothing's wasted. Like, all the energy converts perfectly. It resets, converts. Like, and, we get lost in, like, the whole yin and yang process of it. Of the ingredients being converted, but it has to happen. You know what I mean? Because it's bigger than, the universal breath is power, and it's bigger than, like, our opinions and human values.
So that was a hell of a spreadsheet.
Okay. Yeah. Word.
Doesn't let a thing slip through.
The meshes, with the dial shit. Doublets, meshes, or wide. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You got the I Ching on you right now. You're in there. Yeah. So, man, I don't know, man. If anything else to say about money, so much is illusory with that. Because there's so many broke rich people, or rich broke people. Like, it's so many. Man, it's all, like, relative. You got big money, you got big bills. Like, you gotta use the money, or they're gonna tax it or take it. And even if you don't use the money and you bury it, it will mold. the energy will convert whether you like it to or not. You just you have to fuel it in.
Inflation.
Yeah, you're gonna turn it to just funnel it into things that make you feel good as far and the things that truly make people feel good is giving. You know, as much as people want to run from that, that's what makes us feel good. Like,
Definitely.
yeah,
And you're giving more too, and I definitely see that. And like a lot of the decisions that I try to make are like conscious with like what I spend my money on, like feeding food or just conscious of buying things that are made in a good way or supporting good companies and whatnot or helping people. And I think doing that, you get back a lot because of that. And it's it feels better too. Right?
yeah. I mean, because then while you give, you love the process of giving. So it's like you're also receiving as you give. So
Yeah.
it's like,
And if you receive well, you're giving too. Like a good receiver is like
Yeah.
giving to the other person.
Yeah.
Allowing the platform for them to
That's
give.
kind of
Yeah.
that's
Which is like the
interesting
greatest gift.
you talking like being met equally at the same place.
Like being like a good student to a teacher or something. You
Yeah.
know, like that's like the highest because the teacher's just totally in their element. They're getting the most out of it usually. That's like
Yeah.
the best feeling in the world to share your knowledge.
Truly.
To somebody who's truly receiving it.
Truly, yeah.
That's a topic that I have a hard time doing that a lot of times, like being able to receive, I guess. And like,
Yeah.
for me, a lot of the relationships that I track are like, I'm teaching the other person particularly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird thing. And I feel like that's kind of what you're doing in a lot of ways too, right?
I run into that a lot. I hate being like a dad. I hate that daddy shit many times. It's pretty real, but like, no, I shouldn't say hate, but I just, because I still get at, because people, they can be older than me and still behave that way,
Of course.
but definitely,
You play that role though, right?
Yeah.
And like,
I can't assume another one. There's no other role to assume at that point. That's the dynamic. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way, but it's harder. Like once you're at the top, it's hard to be around people where you're not really teaching as much, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely want to be around people that you see practicing. The practice it just inspires you to practice more, man. And I feel like you just see people taking care of themselves. It just inspires you. Like it's almost like like don't leave me.
Yeah,
Like, don't leave me. You get on the train. Don't leave me. Like, I don't know. I see somebody doing yoga. I'm like, oh, you getting better? You getting better right now? Yeah.
That energizes me so much. Like we just went to Santa Monica the other day, just walking Venice Beach, and actually seeing people out there like doing yoga, doing acro yoga, doing like all the outdoor like rings and all that. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, this is so much cooler.
Yeah.
You go to the Midwest and like nobody's doing shit. Like,
I
moving
know.
in the same patterns.
Yeah.
Super boring. Or maybe they're playing some sport, but they're all doing it in the same way.
Yeah.
Moving in the same way. Like,
Yeah.
and like I just
jump
like that
into the Walmart
creativity.
doing
Like when a
this
chick is just holding a handstand for like 5 minutes, you're like, fuck.
thing. Yeah, no, exactly. That's attractive,
Yeah, super attractive.
Yeah, definitely. And like what you were saying though, as far as like receiving, it's like none of us are exempt from it, whatever level you want. Like as far as like it's like that whole like trying to steal second base with your foot on first. Like since giving is the best feeling, selflessly, like giving without expectation, moving without expectation, and just knowing that if you take care of yourself, the universe take care of you. Like that faith, like is where that's the natural state. But we're in a place where we've been traumatized and stuff, to where we feel like if we give that, we're giving, the cup will get empty eventually, because and we don't trust ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why the Tao thing
Super
is
disconnect,
Yeah.
separation. Like,
but then if you don't give, then you can't receive, and then you mess the whole flow up. Like if you expand your ability to receive, then you can give more. It's just the reception. And I just feel like that's the ticket to as far as like the Tao. When he says like, the master is good to people that are good and not good, because it's not about what they do. It's about what you gave off, no matter what. As distractions come, it's like physics automatically this has to come back the way I gave it out, no matter how
no matter what, you get exactly what you deserve. Like it will all equal out. Even if you don't see it in the moment, even if it takes 5 years, it will always equal out.
Yeah,
And if you get an amount of energy you can't handle, you're gonna get wrecked somewhere along the way, like down the line. Like you have to become it.
Yeah.
That's why like there is no luck. Like it's all perception.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like all of it, like the master always says, like, oh, how, the common man is like, oh, how fortunate this happened to you, or how unfortunate this happened to you.
Yeah.
The master's always like, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Every spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect way to be. Maybe, like, you know what I mean? I can't plan my feelings. Do I feel that way? Like, that's the thing is that, yeah, the traumas and the triggers got people just jumping into shit because it's just triggered, you know? But, yeah, that's that kind of the question. That's I guess, the part of being a master where you're just like, it's not a questioning of yourself. It's just that it's the freedom.
It's just
from,
like
freedom
the
from your
worst
own
things
thoughts.
that ever happened to you. How many times was that the best thing that ever happened to you? How many times
yeah.
was rock bottom the best thing that ever happened to you?
There's no way I could
Almost
plan better.
always.
There's no way I could plan better than the universe plans.
Yeah.
There's no way. I tried. There's no way. The Tao destroying my plans is what made me have to accept it. It's like, really, it was like, okay, all right, okay, like, okay, you crushing me. So I feel like that was definitely, for sure, I don't know.
It's the timeless principles, it's the skill, it's who we become, it's the resolve that like we carry with us. So it doesn't matter what happens to us, so good or bad. It's like, how do you handle it? And like that's what you're gonna get.
Definitely.
You gotta handle the energy. You have to know how to receive good fortune to make it something positive. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't.
Yeah, and then people are attracted to that stillness.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And so you're gonna get a lot of chaos come at you because of the stillness that you have and the attraction level, you attract everything. Because you're at a certain level of stillness that you're attracting all echelons, below it in a sense. Or I don't wanna say below, I don't wanna create that separation, but you know what I mean.
The other
I
side.
do.
Yeah.
I want
The other
to
side.
Yeah, like the stillness attracts it. So as you get more and more still inside yourself, yeah, like life is gonna point the gun 3 inches from your face and be like, you can give it a temptation now, and it's like the more you just reside in like that selflessness where you just have no identity, where like whatever happens is what's supposed to happen, and like I took care of myself and I did what I know what I did, so it has to come back, and this is the path through that, and it is that's just the
It's
way.
like, yeah, you know your karma, you know when you're in tune with it.
You're only afraid to die if you're not living right. It's the only time you're afraid.
Right,
Yeah.
right, so true.
Yeah.
I love connecting, man. I love it when life gets hyper spiritualized.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
So much fun.
Yeah. Because it's like you can't really enjoy things like the same if people aren't really, I mean you can enjoy it in yourself, but as far as a shared experience, when people don't have the shared values, it's just apples and oranges, man. You're just going against the grain of things. And that's what I saw too, like with my relationship, my last relationship that I had. It was like, yeah, just not. I was being judgmental in my own way, and she was being judgmental in her own way, and like I think that I'm right because it's the piety in me where I'm like I'm speaking from this place of you should be raw, you should be breathing every day doing this, and then like she's judgmental in her own way, but ultimately it's still being judgmental. You know what I mean? Regardless, but the mirror is like you're gonna keep attracting this. You still as much as you want to do things and say things that are better, you're still judging the same way that this person is judging. Just maybe like it's like inverted version, but it's still like judgment or envy, or it's the same on both sides. And I feel like that we just don't want to look in that mirror. We don't want to accept that like.
Yeah, it's just a reflection.
Yeah, like how could this be? How could this person that is like, I know they don't take care of themselves like me. How can I let them make me feel this way? Or how can I be in this circumstance? And it's just the judgment. It's all the judgment and expectation of everything. It's just, I feel like that's all relationships do. Like teach you to judge, like teach you what you're judging. As I feel like as far as relationships, they pretty much like where have you created boundary within yourself to where you judge another part of yourself and thus the world.
All the power is in reality. I just love like
Residing in reality.
Yeah, just like what is it actually?
Yeah.
But you kind of have to judge if you're tied up in a relationship with somebody that you're exchanging a lot of energy or there is a level of like, there's a standard you want to keep up.
You start
If
keeping
you're
score.
evolving-
You're keeping score at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. That's the measurement
And
thing.
look, but
that's
it's
when it starts
good
getting
if
visible,
both
though.
people though, if both people are like evolving and trying to like get better and pushing each other to strive to be better, that's exciting though.
Yeah, I think then if there's two people evolving, then you're two new people every morning.
Yeah, which is great. That's what it has to be.
Yeah,
It has to be
and you
that.
can roll into any dynamic. You can roll into any dynamic like that. Like you're both malleable. Like regardless of sex, like somebody will be paternal, somebody might be fatherly, somebody might be childish, but you rolling with the Tao and like taking on the dynamic of that day to like flow with that day, like to flow from breath to breath more than the day, even more, to bring it even smaller. I feel like that. Yeah, if you wake up and you're committed to evolving, then you just meet each other at the evolution.
It's the only
of
way you could
humility.
be with one person long term. It would have to be just so much evolution every day.
Yeah,
Just a new person every day.
yeah,
And that would be exciting, but that's rare.
Yeah.
Super rare.
yeah.
That's why you just gotta change it around usually.
Definitely. It's just, I think it's like the spatial agreement. That's like, I guess, how I feel like that's the word I've been using for it. Like, spatial agreement. Like, how much space are we going to be using? What is our agreement? How much time are we going to be close or whatever? How much time are we going to be separate? Like, not to like not to cut and dry it, but to feel it out. Like, we're better off 60 days and then 2 weeks off, or 90 days and then a month off, or whatever it is, or if it's just 5 days on, 2 days off, whatever your flow is, for your dynamic. And that's how I feel like it's more of that, because you get in a rhythm with people, and then ultimately it's like a rhythm of all of life and everything, and you're dealing with people coming and going for eternity. And I just think that like that's the circumstance with relationships that you constantly you're just constantly dealing with that, the give it and the take it of things. And the more you judge it, the more you stay in it. You know what I mean? And if you just keep space, I feel like just knowing about how to keep space. That's it. Like right now, I need to go be good to myself so I can be good to you. I need space so I can be good to me. And then whatever that agreement is, whether it's some people could be, I'm not gonna see you for 6 years, and it don't have to be said, but then you see each other in 6 years, and
Those are the only people I can truly be friends with. Like when they come back, it's just like, oh shit. Like, right
Yeah.
left off.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best, man. Because then because people ask me like all the time, like who's your best friends and stuff, and I draw a blank, but then like I might see somebody I forgot, and then I see them, and it's like the excitement of like that is a crazy charge. I'm not like texting them and calling them and messaging them and like being redundant, It's I feel like overstimulation. We overstimulate, and then we have expectations of communication, and then like, you're never really anonymous in your day, and like people feel entitled to like certain responses from you, and then then everything just becomes measured. Everything, like friendship, relationship, is when people become entitled to responses. Like I push that button, you gotta do this. Like it's like I say hello at the same time every day. Say hello back. Like that's that's why I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic because by like sort of giving into that, you are in many ways enabling their sort of negative behavioral patterns. I think with money as a whole, as a means of exchange, as many good things as it can do, you also can enable people in that way. So it's not just with your actions. Money can do that too. And I think that's something I've definitely made this error in the past, and it's a great lesson to learn because you can use your resources more efficiently and your time and your actions. And
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all about like efficiency is everything. Making use of everything. That's the master's way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's the mid. You know what I mean?
Just all value. Like
Yeah.
how can I just like get the best quality in every moment and reduce the quantity? I love that.
Never-ending virtue. Like there are things here that I might not be seeing, but I know that I can make the best of these things, convert these ingredients. Like there's constant ingredients, and then as I convert them, they go and they come back, and it's constant like that, just never-ending virtue of like I can make use of this. Like whether it's like I'm with my friend and on transit. My friend gave me a ride today, and we just did a video just to make use of everything. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when you just make use of your whole life from beginning to end, and take advantage of everything, to use your breath fully and do everything fully, even if you did live short, you lived, you know, and I feel like it don't have to be a damaging thing.
And you really remember it, you extracted the lessons, like you take it with you. It's like
Definitely.
real spiritual growth.
Changing the furniture in the house.
Yeah.
You gotta change. Same house though, forever.
Yeah, simplicity does rule supreme.
Yeah, it's pure, man. And the purest patterns, you know, everything that is in pure patterns, it reminds the world how to be. Anything that's in a pure pattern is constantly reminding everything in life how to be. Like,
That's what beauty is. If we look at physical beauty, you know, which I think is actually like an important thing because it is form. It represents harmony. You look at like pristine environments in nature, like you go deep into the mountains, it's snowing, big snowflakes. It's like sacred geometry.
yeah, the arrangement is perfect.
Yeah, and like in really chaotic environments, deep cities.
That's
like,
feng shui.
Like yeah.
Like life has a feng
And that's
shui.
beauty, and
Yeah.
you feel it, and you
Yeah.
see it. That's like it really. There's almost an objectivity to it, and then chaos is just like it's destruction. It's like the inverse, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I guess it's its own like reverse beauty. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just what
It
it is.
seems like nature necessitates chaos to attain greater order down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Like volcanoes and, you know, whatever other natural disasters happen.
Definitely.
Order out of chaos. I mean,
Yeah.
we're seeing it now. California's on fire.
Yeah, it's
flames,
crazy.
you know. It's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, it's
And something great is going to be birthed from that.
it will, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it produces the fertile soil to like regrow everything, and it's just the earth shedding itself. Like it's like shedding like negative.
Yeah, it's like death going in. It's like death going into life, life going into death, and just like I was saying about the hot air on the road and the sunny day. Like, you know, you're seeing light create vapor, create like it's like constant. Like the everything is melting into itself, like in a sense. Like I don't know. So no separation. The separation becomes more of an illusion, like an apparent illusion.
Yeah, 'cause it's
It is, but
conversation.
what I was saying earlier, like, look it, man. When we come from divine oneness, it's all one. I'm here to experience separation.
It's like it's like
Like I don't know about you, but like I'm in the fucking video game. Like I'm in the spacesuit right now, and so are you guys. And like let's fucking go.
May as well embrace
Like that's
it.
what fires me up, and I feel like everybody, like there's so much on the other way because we're seeing the dysfunction and we're like, oh, we're trying to get back to oneness and love, but really at the end of the day, you are here to experience like the separation, and through that you feel the oneness too. It's like those divine moments where you connect and you feel the euphoria of like being connected, but it's also cool, man, to fuck with the ego and just seeing Kobe going hard, like, you know, deep in the fourth, like.
That's hilarious. I feel like it's like you are the path, coming from the path, going to the path, coming from the path, going to the path. Though. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're in the now, going to the, it's like, you know, it's a snake eating its own tail type of thing in that sense. You're like, you're the source returning to itself.
Yeah.
It's never
And
away from
this
itself.
is,
It's
you
like
know-
yin is yang, and that's the experience that you think that there's a point of
Like,
that. Yeah.
you're going in and out, but yeah, I mean, I'm just blessed to be in the video game. Like, this is so fucking cool, man. This shit's crazy as fuck.
It's a sexy ass illusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
like-
this shit feel real as fuck. You know what I mean? And I guess relatively speaking, I'm gonna make it as real as I can.
It's
You know,
just, it's a virtual reality video game. Whoever created this, I mean,
Organic as fuck.
shout out to you.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We created it.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. How long is the video now?
It's at like 34 minutes.
Okay. So whatever y'all wanna do, man. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I think it was quality. If you got anything you want to touch on or anything you feel like needs to be said, man. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of videos. So
Right.
yeah. So like
Driving, not sleeping, doing videos, changing states.
Yeah, it's the way I just felt, man. I couldn't do it if I wasn't fasting. That's the crazy thing. I know people would be like, you're fasting doing it?
I find that crazy.
Yeah, no, people are like, you're fasting doing it? I'm like,
When
nah,
I'm
I couldn't
fasting,
do it
man,
without
I'm like,
Kind of
I'm
done.
going straight on all you, man.
Yeah.
I'm in my like peaceful,
Yeah.
Zen temple,
it. Away from
and
it.
just doing all that, man. The driving.
Yeah, it's not, the
Like
fact,
props, I want to do that. Like I want to be on that level where I can fast and just peaceful of life.
yeah, that's how I feel like, yo, to me, the fasting, it just becomes such a part of my life. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop like working out. I'm just gonna do whatever I'm naturally inspired to do, and like whether I'm eating solid energy or not is not really the issue. Kind of like, if I'm, I'm just pulling from this.
Do you feel like you can get there in this incarnation where like you give up food down the line, like
Definitely,
altogether?
definitely, man, yeah,
Like at this time period on Earth, with these conditions, you
Yeah.
still think you can do it?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely it can happen in the next 70 years. I think if I'm pushing 30 now, I feel like I can do it before then.
Do
Yeah,
you solar gaze a lot?
I definitely try to get as much light on my eyes as I can. At good angles. I definitely do to keep that projection strong. But
That's a big part of like Breatharianism, right? Like you kind of have to like.
you don't realize it until you leave it, because everything Breatharian is a subtle world. So then you're getting away from the subtleties, and then you think like, well, I'm not so bad, but it's like, it really is like the the challenges become smaller and smaller and smaller, and that makes them more great.
Yeah.
And so you're the contrast from feeling, you don't feel, it's just that you're inhibiting like just a little bit. You could do better. You could do better and everything, but it's just like a constant, just inhibition. I feel like you're constantly like pulling it back.
The more dialed in you get, man, those small missteps,
Yeah.
like those little things you
Yeah.
can do, they become so big.
It's huge. It's huge, man. Like it really is huge. The small
And
changes.
Breatharianism is just like the biggest extent of that. Like
Yeah.
the biggest magnifying
Oh
glass.
yeah, you like pay attention.
Yeah.
Even smaller. You know what I mean? Expectations even more removed. Like everything, like it's definitely that. Like it just becomes more and more minute. You think it's, because you make the grand change of being vegan. In the Breatharian and beyond, all that shit is like the tiniest like changes in energy. Like the tiniest, but means the world, like you said, Because like on a wave of energy, music can travel and change the life of an individual or a nation. You know what I mean? So like on a wave of energy, anything can come through it and change the world. Whether it be a whisper of an invention or
It's
something.
one thing, man.
Yeah.
That moment, it always gives you chills. Like it can be in a movie, it can be in real life. Like when one person says one thing that just changed the whole game.
Definitely.
And you're just, fuck.
Yeah. It's like you can't run with like a little rock in your shoe. The little shit, man. It's always the little shit that was like it's acute, And then like the more you address that acute shit, the more specific instructions come. It's just a constant.
I feel like, and that's what like getting your karma in line is. Like you want immediate karma. Like when
for
you
sure.
feel something, it comes back to you full fledged.
Yeah, you want
And
results.
a lot of people, they're so backlogged, they don't even know where it's coming from. So they're in a complete perpetual state of fear.
Yeah.
They eat McDonald's, they feel good. And then all this
Yeah.
other shit happens in their life. And
Exactly.
they don't know where it's coming from, they're just getting slapped.
Yeah.
And then like, but if you're super pure, you eat McDonald's, you're fucking dead. You feel like shit, like you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, and that's an extreme example, but it's all the small things. Like it comes back to you so quick that it's just immediate. And that's what being super conscious is. And like, that's
Yeah.
what like the goal is.
Yeah, no, you definitely feel it.
Like
Man.
I want to be so in tune with my pain.
You feel the exactly. You want to totally feel. You can feel the give it and the take it of things more extremely. Like whether you can just feel it. Even if something is raw, like I can feel like if it's cacao in there, I can feel like it's like nails on my adrenals. Like I can feel it. I can feel the little stuff. Like I can't ignore it like I used to be able to. I brought them back online. In a sense, like they're back online, they're talking now, they're doing their thing, I can't shut them up now. And like I feel like that's kind of where I am, where it's just, I would have to really stay stuck on stupid. I have to do like hard drugs probably to stop. Like, I have to get like into heroin to stop the process. That's why I feel like I can definitely do it this lifetime. I don't know how it's gonna look, the process. I can't, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, you never
Some
know
bad,
how.
yeah, I don't know. But I think it's possible. I feel like it's because I'm not certain. I have no certainty or absolute built around it. Like I think I could definitely go either way, for sure. But at this rate, I can see that's the direction I'm going in. and as far as relativity, like if I was to reincarnate and evolve, it would probably be rapid anyway. Like, it wouldn't even feel like it would be just a blip. Like, you might evolve into a baby for 10 days and be back and be like, okay, that was that. I needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like the baby dies from SIDS or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I feel like that type of stuff. Like, you know, you people, we're not retaining that. You know what I mean? As far as evolving and like getting perspectives and bouncing it back and what your real service is, whether it's like to embody sadness or detachment, attachment, whatever side of the street, you know, it's all perfect as fuck. And I feel like you wouldn't even if what you got killed and you were a super raw vegan, like I feel like it's definitely credit for something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't think you're gonna come back into a womb. The pitch that you're gonna be residing at, you're gonna only attract certain wombs.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the credit comes in the moment too, just being true to yourself and just like being able to live authentically. Just, to me, that's kind of one of the greatest gifts of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You don't have to be strong, you don't have to be weak, just be real.
Yeah.
That's it. Definitely, man.
It's like nature doesn't make value judgments. It's like the ants are just as valuable as the birds, as the dinosaurs were,
Yeah.
as we are. It's all part of the same whole, and we're just,
Definitely, man.
our piece of the puzzle that makes up this amazing whole.
Yeah, it's so perfect, you know what I mean? And everything's always balancing out. You see it, you go through an alley somewhere and you see a fucking dandelion or a red clover pop up out of, you know, nowhere, out of a crack. And you're like, you know what I mean?
Rolls through concrete.
Yeah, exactly. It's just balancing that little microclimate, that little microclimate, you know what I'm saying? That whole area, you know? And it's just, and we see it in people, you know? That's why I know shit is shitty, but, you know, people might go into transhumanism, it'll be people being way more angelic if that happens. If we got cyborgs, then we're gonna have people levitating and using supernatural powers.
It
to
might,
counter-
dude, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
crazy 2,000 years. We're shifting into the age of Aquarius.
Yeah,
Open source, like information getting flooded. It's gonna, I don't even
Yeah.
know where this shit's gonna go.
Yeah,
But
some-
That's what makes it great.
all we're
Yeah.
watching unfold, yeah.
yeah, definitely. It is the
People are gonna be watching it on VR, and then there's people who are gonna be watching it in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's what it comes down to.
I
Yeah.
wanna do both. I wanna fuck with some VR too.
No, but like it's like, yeah.
I want to go wingsuit diving, but I don't know if I'm ready for that in this body. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Let's say remote viewing. That's what I say. Remote viewing. That's the new VR. Yeah.
Or the old
Yeah, the old VR. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's a good point. Okay. I'm gonna do
It's
that.
always an organic side to everything.
You're right about
It's
that.
always. Yeah, that builds the inorganic. But fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know. 2020 times run out. So, like,
2020.
yeah. I don't know. I guess we're good, man. Thank you for having me. Yeah. It was still, we rambled for like 12 seconds at the end there. That was, but yeah, we're good. It's good. I'm good if you're ready.
Yeah.
More videos to come, and I'm just glad y'all have me, man. Because I know it's been a long time coming. I remember just seeing your face online. I had to meet you eventually, but I
Yeah.
had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah. I was number one 2015, 2016. I need every video at least 3 times.
Yes. Thank you, yo. Thank you. I don't even, I can, nothing else I can really say, man.
Cause dude, I remember like literally the first videos, I was like, and I actually was fasting for the first time. I was getting into the raw foods, and obviously you have to be on the frequency to like get there and track it. And then I was literally my first fast ever, and then I somehow just came across your videos. I was like, where the fuck is this information coming from? Like I couldn't comprehend, like this comes from self, like what the fuck is he talking about? So I thought we got all of our information from like
Concrete sources.
yeah. I was like,
Thank
dude,
you.
you're just pouring this out. And so deep down, I knew like there was something in me that knew it was real. And then I was just like, I just gotta figure this shit out. And so I was just on that mission to get to that point. And now it's just obvious. You know, I'm blessed to be at that point where it's like I watch a video, it's like I get it. I almost don't even need to watch it anymore.
Yeah, you know how to integrate that onto everything.
Yeah, it's already here. I'm just living now. But like at that time, man, it changed the whole fucking game.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad we can connect, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been lovely. It's been lovely. That's all I can say. You got anything to say? I'm good. I feel like it was quality. You wrap that up. I feel like that's a
Yeah.
good one. All right. Word. Yeah. What time is it? Alarms going off and shit.